Hello, David Laws here, and welcome to the review of my Practicum internship and leadership studies. I'm a business account executive for a very large entertainment and communications establishment in the United States, seeking to better understand leadership and hopefully become better equipped to climb the hierarchy ladder of management. I have created a questionnaire for employees in order to generate commitment, while allotting them time to self-reflect on items such as figuring out the small details and tasks necessary to successfully meet weekly goals, monthly goals, and annual goals, leading to fulfillment of their life plans achieved. I've completed one-on-one follow-ups with an employee to measure goal attainment and reinforce the data they provided in order to drive activity. An infographic made specific to our department was sent out to offices throughout our southeastern United States division. And now on to leadership. There are three primary styles, which are authoritarian, which is a my way or the highway approach. This style is associated with leaders in history such as Adolf Hitler, Saddam Hussein, and Fidel Castro. The democratic style is more of a two-way street, which fosters growth amongst both leaders and employees. JFK and Martin Luther King have been accredited to using this method. The laissez-faire method is simply a hands-off approach, allowing employees, subordinates to figure it out on their own. Now, the theory X, associated to the authoritarian style of leadership, uh, derives from the belief that humans are naturally lazy and they will do anything to avoid the work, while the theory Y, associated with democratic style, believes that work is as natural as play and humans actually do not mind it. Transformational leadership uh, lens from transformational learning, and we'll dive more into that in some of the later slides. How did I learn? Uh, Essentially, we have literature reviews, the text of Peter Northouse, An Introduction to Leadership, uh, Merriam and Barima's Adult Learning, Linking Theory and Practice, and of course you have observation and experience, just the experience of past leaders in the family, church, community, political leaders, just that observant nature, whether you realize it or not. As you're going along, you're picking up those traits of what you perceive to be good or bad. In a discussion just the other day, I was speaking to my manager, and we were discussing. There was an open position on our team, and the person seeking the position said, "I'm going to be the best person on your team. Just give me the opportunity to prove it to you." This person is currently in another uh, team performing the same job function, and the manager says, "Well, what is your current stack ranking on the team or region that you're currently in?" And that individual said, "Well, I'm not sure." Well, this person prior to that was determined that they were the best, and they were very keen and aware of where they stood. However, yet when asked, they obviously weren't that focused on it. So just that alone lends to um, show where people go and how you can lead, and that you always have available resources readily available if you just know when to pick up those tools and use them. And then, of course, you have the assessment. You have your reflection on your employee interactions along with the resulting outcome to highlight success, failure of the different methods used. So those four things are definitely have contributed to how I've learned. Discoveries during this internship is that I have neglected to accomplish some of the objectives I initially set out to do, such as a lot of time for initial self reflections after communications with employees, I did not prioritize time correctly. That can become overwhelming. You have to remain flexible. Another discovery. Do not focus on negative attributes of employees or become so self centered. You need to focus on those opportunities to build. Do not lose those. If I could do it again, what would I do differently? I would have remained in a leadership position. Therefore, this leadership studies practicum could have been more beneficial had I had an entire team under me versus the hypothetical of this is your team when it's really not. And I believe there could have been a little more passion involved in that. Leadership style or philosophy needed to be an effective administrator. Transformational leadership, back to that from the initial slide, is crucial. As we've discussed, you fail to meet certain objectives or goals as a leader, and you have to be able to transform, pick up, and remain versatile, carry on. Now, as far as the exact style or philosophy theory, the theory why associated with democratic leadership is probably the most favored amongst corporations and any leadership scholar you may read or talk to or watch on a blog. Well, the thing with a two-way street and why that seemed to be effective is that the employee needs the resource of that management to escalate things, to be there for them, while at the same time that manager needs those employees to carry out those duties or directives, and that two-way, that fostering and nurturing each other tends to be and supports the best environment possible. Unexpected learnings. I did not expect to learn that I was not as adept in the study and practice of leadership as I thought. During the internship, I found myself at odds with my immediate site manager and assumed that after several altercations occurred that he would have dismissed me and I him. As a matter of fact, I had convinced myself there was no salvaging the relationship, and I found myself in a very low spot. Getting close to the bottom and losing hope always provides an opportunity to evolve. Leaders must persevere these hardships and find solutions to keep going. We both found hope and inspiration in each other's persistency, building a stronger bond than before. As far as the evaluation goes, the school, the professor, very flexible, considerate of life, understanding, things can change, and just very flexible. As far as the organization that I was working with, initially the collaboration process was running pretty smooth. However, work issues did arise, and at that point, the collaboration amongst for the practicum sort of was set on the back burner and not really important. So, not very understanding, not flexible, and not considerate. The integration of theory and practice. Theoretically, the design of the practicum aligned with goals and objectives. Set a time aside in the week to complete each task. Even put a couple add-ons in there, found some extra time. When it came to practice, tunnel vision did occur. Peripheral goals were set to the side. Neglected a couple specific duties just due to time constraints, and the integration did not flow smoothly. In conclusion, theory Y suggests that work is as natural as play, and the key point with that is most people are willing to help. Certain examples happen throughout the practicum to back that up. My site supervisor actually went on to re-edit certain items I'd sent up, such as the questionnaire. Even the professor took the time to go in, sort of re-edit. send me links to articles pertinent to my practicum throughout. Just a hey, here you go. You might thought you might find this interesting. So family members stepped up to the plate to lessen the burden of my responsibility to school. All that being said, people generally do want to help. They do want to do things, and people are good. So that definitely supports the theory why, and everything that happened in this semester promotes that. So theory why, democratic leadership is definitely the way to go.